I'm Stephanie, Digital Thinker, and today we're going to talk about task plans. All right, after you're logged into EAM, go up to Work, and then you want to select Work Order Planning or WO Planning, and then you want to select Task Plans. So what a task plan is a checklist. So you can easily lay out the steps for your technician, and they're able to check them off and add comments based on the work they're going to do. All right, when setting up a task plan, what is great is you can also already set up your checklist follow-up. So let's say they run into some issues when they're doing their checklist. You can already put the work order description that you want, so it's easily tracked by the checklist that is being done, and what type you want it to be, and any other information if you want to go to a certain status, something that you know, hey, your technician did the checklist, found a couple issues, and then here's the follow-up. So when setting up a task plan, you can also add instructions. I'm going to go to this clean floors example. So this one doesn't have a follow-up because you're scrubbing the floor. So I wouldn't expect you to have much follow-up, but maybe you do. Maybe you missed a spot. Maybe there's something that somebody needs to come back to. So even if there isn't a work order description, they can still do a follow-up work order based on the checklist that they completed. After you set up your task plan and fill in all the required fields, you can add instructions. So maybe there's a step you want to make sure that is completed before they actually start the checklist. Maybe you want to make sure that they get their mop heads out from the stock room, or maybe just like this one, maybe you want them to start in the office. Maybe there's a certain route that, hey, even though I'm going to use the route function, I want to make sure you know that you start with the office before you go through the halls, before you hit the production. All right, so you can add instructions before you go in and add the steps of the checklist. The checklist is what will show up on the work order itself. Maybe there's steps that need to be completed in a certain order, or if they're using the mobile, which is great, because technician can literally just click on the mobile app and say, hey, I'm done with this. Hey, there needs to be follow-up, and they can add, depending on what type of checklist item that you add, it depends on what the technician can fill out. Maybe you just have something that's yes, no, versus, hey, I need notes on this. Or maybe you're doing a metering. There's so many options out there for checklist items. It's something to play around with and figure out what works for you and your company. I'm Stephanie, Digital Thinker, and that's Task Plans.